stream my Monday Night Raw review. This is Jacob Cast 2024. We're going to talk about WWE Monday Night Raw. Just make sure this is on and working. Hit that like button, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section below. This will be an hour and 10-minute live stream. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw and the news and rumors. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. My video is sponsored by my favorite podcasters and YouTubers, Salamanca Sound Off, Fightful Pro Wrestling, Good My Work Commentary, and JD from New York. Now we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We'll go through the matches and we'll go through the segments on the show and the storylines. I think we got like one more week left until Night of Champions. Because Night of Champions on June 27th on, I think they said it's on Sunday. No, it's on Saturday, I think. No, wait. Yeah, it's on Saturday. They did announce setting up an event on July 18. We'll see what happens on there. So, we got a lot to talk about here. Monday Night Raw just went out the air. The show was fine. The show opened up with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Reigns was on the show. Roman Reigns gives Jacob Fatu and Ulafala, a different Ulafala. Now this is pretty much the same old Bloodline to elevate Jacob Fatu. After that, Jacob Fatu splashes Eric Andre on the ground. They're building up Fatu as a credible figure on this show. I mean, the Bloodline just the same old. Roman Reigns had no one to feud with. He had no one to feud with until we get to SummerSlam. I don't think he's gonna wrestle a Saturday Night event, but until we get to SummerSlam, if it's gonna be Open Family, if they're gonna be Seth Rollins, we didn't see Seth Rollins tonight. He didn't have a match. I don't think it was on bad days. So I don't know when we're gonna get that because the vision is they're feuding with the Street Profits. So yeah, they're building up they're trying to build up Jacob Fatu. Cause he took out Andre. He took out someone named Eric Andre who was in the crowd. And later on in the show, he lost in the Tonga Depp on LA Knight. So I think that's gonna be a feud that they're setting up on the show. For everything else on the show, Io Sky advanced to the Queen of the Ring Finals. She beat Raquel Rodriguez, so we won't be getting Judgment Day members in the finals. It's not gonna be Liv and Raquel. It's gonna be Io or again Liv or Charlotte. That's gonna be this week on Friday. So Io Sky, she advances to beat Raquel. That good is something different. Like that a little bit unpredictable. And then we got Chad Gable versus Rusev tonight in a very good match. Chad Gable got the victory. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee saved Chad Gable from getting jumped by Rusev and Ethan Page. They're building up Chad Gable as a babyface. I think he being built up in the mid card real good. He'll be one of the challengers going after Pence's IC title. They're building him as a singles, which I like. A lot of people like. It's time for them to put Chad Gable. Chad Gable is a great talent. He has a great future. It's time for him to be a single champion. They're building to that. I can't wait to get the SummerSlam. Now, we did get Charlotte Flair versus Roxanne Perez, and Charlotte made Roxanne tap out with a figure 4 leg lock. Now, she won here. Now, Liv tried to get involved, but Alexa took out Liv, and Charlotte got the victory. I wonder if that means Liv's going to win on Friday, because they could be setting that up. Now, Liv Morgan was back there with Danhausen. She actually wore a Danhausen t-shirt. Liv Morgan needs a favor from Danhausen. We also got Javon Evans versus Austin Theory in a very good match that I thought was very good. I think the match ended in a DQ because Braun Breaker got involved and hit a spear while he jumped off the top rope. So I think the Vision gonna go after Javon Evans because Rollins was off TV tonight, and the Street Profits are gonna feud with the Vision for the World Tag Team title next week. They already made it official. The Vision against the Street Profits. Theory and Braun Breaker because Logan Paul is hurt. Now they did announce the worthless women tag team champions Brie Bella and Paige versus Bailey and Lyra. That's for the tag team title for the woman next week. That's another match, whatever. No one cares about that. Now I can't wait for SmackDown. See what happens on there. Now, as I said, the main event was Oba Family and Dominic Mysterio. Oba Family beat Dominic clean. He advanced to the finals at Night Champion. There was no Brock Lesnar. Brock didn't come out and interfered. He didn't take out Oba Family to have someone else replace him. We didn't see CM Punk. We don't know where CM Punk's at. Or when he's going to show back up and build to his next program. There was no Brock Lesnar. Even though Oba Family, for the third week in a row, called out Brock Lesnar again. Are they really setting up Brock Lesnar to show up at Night Champions on the pay-per-view? Have him fly 17 hours to Saudi Arabia to screw him? Because that is what it looked like. That I think that might happen. I'm a little worried that Oba Family might not win. He might win because of Jey Uso.
She takes the time to understand.
Well, clearly going to be Jey Uso. G1 Evans had no chance of winning.
Into moments of calmness and
Let's show some of the podcast too.
You know, Roman said nice things about Jey and Jimmy, but now it's time for Jacob to acknowledge the Usos. You know, he's made it very clear he doesn't want to do that. But actually, Roman called someone, I didn't catch their name, but they came over with a box. Roman grabbed this Ula Fala out of the box, and he went back over to Jacob, and he says, "I'm pleased you're not a yes man." You know, he was actually pleased that Jacob refused to acknowledge the Usos. He's like, "We don't need yes men round here."
Been on the mic calling him out. That ties into all the rumors we've heard ever since the beginning of the year that maybe Brock might be calling it a career in Minnesota at SummerSlam, and every single week Oba Femi bringing Brock Lesnar up has all of us assuming that that is the match we are going to get. So in order to get that match, one would assume that Oba Femi can't be the King of the Ring winner. Or can he? You know, I really do like the idea of double duty. I mean, you talk about smashing someone over. You know, if Oba Femi wins the King of the Ring, maybe he can face Brock Lesnar on night 1 and then face Roman Reigns on night 2. That still seems unlikely, but it would be something I would absolutely love to see. At this point, I don't know what else you do other than have Brock Lesnar make a flight or take a flight all the way to Saudi Arabia to help out. I guess Jey Uso beat Oba Femi, but that sounds really crazy. So at this point, it almost feels like Oba is going to win the tournament. And that makes me wonder where the Brock Lesnar thing is going to fit in. Unless Brock is going to show up at SummerSlam and cost Oba Femi the title, you know, what if we do that? What if Oba Femi wins the King of the Ring and he goes on to face Roman on like night 1 or something? Brock Lesnar interferes, costs Oba the match, Roman retains, Oba then challenges Brock, either right there on the spot or for night 2 for a match, and you put your career on the line. You cost me my title. You took my title from me. I'm going to take your career from you, and you do it right there on the spot. I don't know what you do now. Now that Oba Femi is in the finals of the King of the Ring, and he will be facing, what do we got for the men's? What's left? Oh, yeah, Javon Evans and Jey Uso. I'm assuming that takes place probably next Monday on Raw because the women's match is on SmackDown. So Oba Femi is in the finals now, destroying Dominic Mysterio in the main event. Thought for sure we would see Brock Lesnar. After the match, Oba Femi even getting on the mic saying he expected to see Brock tonight. So maybe WWE held Brock off because it was on so many of our radars. A lot of us are just expecting that at some point they're going to have to put that Brock and Oba match together for SummerSlam. But with Oba now in the finals of this tournament, winning this will give him a title shot, makes things a little bit weird. So it should be fun to break all this down and talk about it tonight. Happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for being here. This is...
You know,
let's face it.
I don't know what worries here. What the hell gonna happen?
I'm gonna go.
Austin Theory. I mean, Logan Paul can't do much. He's got his arm in a
show and go into my impact stream so that I could do this instead. And you know what? I can't even do the bit anymore. Strong? I can't even do the bit anymore. So Here's
It was yours truly that uncovered the truth. And as usual, none of the wrestling websites gave us any love towards it because,
Thank you guys for the super chats. All in all, I give the
Monday Night Raw. Because if you were wondering if the Bloodline story was going to be taking over Raw for the foreseeable future, you kind of got a glimpse into what you can expect probably for the next 6 to 12 months. If you are a fan of the Bloodline stuff, if you are a fan of the Bloodline Reformation, then you will love tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. If you are not a fan of the Bloodline stuff, well, I got some bad news for you. But we'll start with what happened at the end of the show, because the big match tonight was the King of the Ring semi-final match between Obafemi and Dominic Mysterio, the winner of which would be going on to the finals in Riyadh at Night of Champions. So who would punch their ticket to the finals, Oba or Dom? It seemed like a mismatch coming into it. It seemed like this was going to be a glorified squash. And so you start thinking, well, it's almost too obvious that Oba is going to go in there and just destroy this guy. There must be something up their sleeve. Perhaps it's a large man from Saskatchewan who's going to be making an appearance here on this show. Or maybe there's some other twist or turn or swerve or something that they have planned here. Not that I wanted to see Dom go to the finals. I'm not advocating for that. But they played it straight. We got exactly the match that we would have expected. We got a match where Dominic Mysterio was dodging and ducking and doing everything he could to try to avoid this man. JD McDonough was in his corner trying to help him out. Didn't matter. Oba just destroyed them both. And one fall from grace later, and Obafemi is going to the finals of the King of the Ring. It played out exactly the way that we all expected it to. And when the match was over, Oba got on the mic, and again, unprovoked, he brought up Brock Lesnar. He said, he's talking about how in the finals, it doesn't matter if it's Jey Uso, it doesn't matter if it's Javon Evans, or maybe Brock Lesnar. All of a sudden, his name was invoked again, and he flat out said, he acknowledged the fact that he was expecting Brock to show up tonight, which I kind of liked, because here we have an example of a smart babyface. He saw it coming. He was waiting for it. He had a plan for it. But Brock Lesnar never did show up tonight, which can only mean one thing. He's going to be boarding the private jet to Riyadh in a few weeks and making a surprise appearance on that show. I don't see how he can't. I don't see how he doesn't at this point. He's being called out weekly by this man. He got called a bitch last week by Obafemi. So it makes it that much more likely that we will be seeing him at the PLE. But we did not see him tonight. So Obafemi is in. And my takeaway from this, if you just look at it for what it is, Obafemi should win this tournament. Like, this tournament should be over. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. It could be Javon Evans, it could be Jey Uso. This tournament, for all intents and purposes, should be over. It should be Obafemi challenging the champion of his choice at SummerSlam. But it doesn't feel that way, does it? It doesn't feel like that's going to be the end result. It feels to me like Jey Uso just won the King of the Ring tonight. Barring some big last-minute surprise twist, I've talked about the replacement theory. We're talking about it in wrestling terms here. I've talked about the great replacement theory in the King of the Ring finals, which is still a possibility that somebody could be taken out, like Oba. Barring something like that, I just felt to me like, holy shit, Jey Uso just won the crown tonight. The only thing left to do is to make it official and put the crown on his head in Riyadh. That was my takeaway from this when this show was over. Oba's looking awfully confident. Maybe a little too confident. And I think we just got one step closer to King Yeet with what we saw at the end of the show tonight. We have a Queen of the Ring tournament as well. We had a semifinal match, Io Sky and Raquel Rodriguez. I am very happy to report that we will not be getting an all Judgment Day final. It will be Io Sky going to the finals, and with any luck, it will be Queen Io at the end of all of this. That is my hope. She was my pick to win. I'm sticking with that. I am hoping for it. I am trying to will it into existence. But anyway, so we now know who is going to the finals, at least on one side of the tournament here. Again, this is the Queen of the Ring bracket. So after tonight, Io is in the finals. She will be meeting the winner of the match coming up on SmackDown this Friday between Charlotte Flair, who was in action tonight, and the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. Or Liver Morgan. Let's get Liver Morgan here, the Queen of the Ring tournament. So that's the Queen of the Ring. Now the King of the Ring side, again, this is the way things were looking coming into tonight. We know Oba is on the left side. Who will fill that spot on the right side? We will find out on Friday because they are doing the match on SmackDown between Javon Evans and Jey Uso. Jey Uso, by the way, who was all over this show, including during the commercial. There was a segment later in the show. It was during one of the commercial breaks. Byron Saxton interviewed Jey Uso. And so Jey Uso, I think Jey Uso had a total of, what, five or six segments, I believe, on the show tonight. He was all over the place. He was in the opening segment. He was in backstage segments. He was in commercial break segments. King Yeet. I'm telling you, King Yeet is on the way. You know who else was on the show tonight?
That's the problem.
Although it was only in one segment. Well, technically two. It bled over into a match. Logan Paul. The same Logan Paul who tore his tricep on Saturday night's main event not even a month ago. He was back. He had a brace on his arm. So I guess they're going to get their money's worth out of him. He's going to be making appearances while he recovers and heals up from his injury. But at least the Vision got somebody back tonight. Paul Heyman is still MIA. I don't know when we're going to see him next. We did get the official announcement, though, of a new match for Night of Champions. It will be inside of a steel cage. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker will be going one-on-one. I look at that match as a de facto number one contenders match, because I really do. I believe, and let's see how things shake out with the King of the Ring. You know, for all we know, the person who wins may pick Roman Reigns. But I'm looking at that and I'm going, the winner of that match, which should be Seth Rollins, is probably going to end up challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. That's just my read on it. There was an interesting little segment in the back later on towards the end of the show with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu, though, where he leaned in and he said something very interesting to Jacob. And it wasn't too audible, but I think it was just audible enough. Maybe I'm out of my mind. I'll let you know what I think that was that he told him. When we get to that point here in the review, we got to go through the rest of the show first. This is your Monday Night Raw review, Monday Night Bloodline for June 15th, 2026. Do you realize that we are just about at the midway point of this year? By the time we get to the end of this month, we are already halfway done with 2026. Half the year is already gone. Where has the time gone? We gotta start planning for WrestleMania 43. We're gonna be talking about WrestleMania in Riyadh soon enough. And we'll still be talking about the Bloodline. Anyway, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Super chats are open. We have a bonus goal going in the chat as well. I'm not going to spin the wheel tonight because I think it's a little wonky again. We're going to go with 400. 400 likes minimum is the likes goal tonight. If we hit 400, we will be the booker. I want to give a shout out to Noah, I believe is his name. He was in the crowd tonight in the first few rows, and he was representing the Sound Off. He had a Sound Off sign, just the giant Sound Off logo. Noah, I did see it a few times.
This isn't about produce. It's about what you produce with it. With shit, no order is ordinary.
The simple joy of guaranteed growth and peace of mind.
Also, is that next week
The Beast Slayer!
finally end their feud, or will it continue? I know this match is going to be good.
Yeah?
I kind of forgot about it for a bit, to be honest, for whatever reason. No, actually, I'm wrong. I love their match at Raw. That was what I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember where we last left off. That was fun. I don't know if the steel cage is the last thing we see. I don't mind them going a little bit further and even taking this to SummerSlam. I don't hate the idea of that. Because then I'm starting to think, like, okay, what's next with Braun Breaker? And what's next for Seth Rollins? Unless somewhere down the line Seth Rollins is going in there with Roman Reigns. Who knows? I don't mind this kind of continuing a little longer.
For me, when it comes to WWE booking, you would think that things would fall into place, like Liv Morgan, Raquel. They're like, why have Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring? Why if Raquel got beat by Io, kicking her out of the tournament? And this is one of those situations. You would think like maybe they'll get Braun a win here. They go back to Seth Rollins, SummerSlam. Seth Rollins going to Roman Reigns. Like all that makes sense, but I don't see the WWE doing logical things lately. And so that's why I don't understand why have a cage match if it's not the end. Usually that's a traditional thing to have the cage match be the final chapter of a saga, but it doesn't feel that way for me here. And I kind of sense that Jacob is on the same page about that Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Night of Champions in Saudi is not the end of this feud.
Thank you, Jacob. We got Nothing Happens 96. It says, I love Oba, but I hate he keeps begging Brock to attack him. It's doing too much for me. Oba minds should be on King of the Ring. Why piss off Brock before he wins? Okay, so let's talk about this because this is kind of interesting here. So Oba Femi definitely defeated Dominic Mysterio is under 5 minutes. They did like 4 minutes. Yeah, and JD McDonough. They did like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and the only reason this match even went that long was because Dominic was trying to avoid Oba and standing on the outside and, trying to avoid him. Even though he had like a whole week to plan a strategy, he didn't have one. And at one point, he even hit Oba with a low blow, and I thought, oh, please, y'all better not do this. Liv Morgan tried to get Danhausen to curse Oba, and I thought, oh, please, y'all better not do this.
You cannot risk Danhausen. He's unvisible.
Yeah, she tried to, use her womanly wiles with Danhausen. Hilarious. Yeah. Anyways, so here's the thing, though. Oba wins. He continues on. However, a lot of his promos, even though he says he's going to win the King of the Ring, his promos aren't directed towards the champion, Roman Reigns. His promos have been directed to Brock Lesnar. So it makes me wonder, does Oba take this all the way, go up against Brock? Do we get some sort of, Roman? Do we get some sort of situation where we get our cake and eat it too? Roman goes for the Brock, Oba goes for Roman and the title, or does Brock come out at Night of Champions and somehow, some way, cost him in this matchup here when he makes it to the finals at King of the Ring, which he'll either be facing Javon Evans or Jey Uso?
Well, I was saying that if you're an Oba fan, you would rather have Oba get stopped by this moment against Dom, because if he gets stopped at Night of Champions, your heart will break harder, because Brock Lesnar is going to show up. I mean, the man is pulling on the tail of the lion, and Oba Femi is just asking for trouble. I mean, yes, it's wrestling. I mean, people will fight with their heart on their sleeve, and that's what Oba does, right? He's out here not thinking that he's going to cost himself one of his most important matches of his career on the main roster to become the King of the Ring. It's inevitable, right? But the question is, what you're wanting, Denise, is you think he's going to... I think you said this once where night 1 he faces Brock and night 2 he faces Roman. Is that what you're asking for?
I don't know.
That's a lot to put on Oba's plate.
All I know is that when I say I want my cake and I want to eat it too, by that I mean if Brock is planning on retiring, whether it's at SummerSlam or someplace else, I want it to be Oba that does it, wherever the hell that is. And if he's going to be in the King of the Ring, I want him to win the King of the Ring and go after Roman for the championship. That's what I mean by having my cake and eating it too.
Okay, now not to ruin your cake, but that cake comes with Jey Uso, right? Jey Uso versus Oba at Night of Champions. Okay. I don't think anyone predicted this at the start of the King of the Ring, or even when we were getting into King of the Ring season. I did not expect Jey to be here. Someone pointed this out on my watch party. Is like, it's interesting that both Jey and Charlotte are advancing so far in the respective tournaments that they are just former Royal Rumble winners. You're just like, okay, I guess we're going to use this card again. But if Cody Rhodes can get away with it, why not Jey Uso? So now we're here again. Jey Uso wanting to go after Cody, and he did a banger of a promo on commercial where he says 4 letters, 1 word, King. I thought that was awesome. He's going to go after him in that aspect. What are your chances? What are you thinking here? I mean, let's say if Brock does not interfere, there's still the bloodline, Jimmy, Jacob, all that around the corner.
If he doesn't interfere in this, Oba needs to win. I don't care if he has to throw Jacob Fatu into the sky and the Usos into the sky and Eric Andre into the sky and Sancho, you and your bucket hat into the sky. It doesn't matter. Throw everybody out. No, I'm not going to accept Oba Femi losing to Dominic Mysterio.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso. My bad. I don't know. I was just saying that right now. My bad. I will not accept Jey Uso. Oba Femi not winning this tournament.
That's a good point. I don't see the WWE running Javon again. I think they gave us an out with Javon getting really hurt against the Vision. That was a weird play in my good. I think it did make the Vision look weaker by demanding Javon to join. Like, this is not a
contest. That was weird.
It was weird.
What was their thought process behind that?
There's no elegance to it because it's like not a Paul Heyman move, right? Paul Heyman would have made it very.
I'm out. Alright, we got Night One here. It says, well, Denise, I'm happy my prediction of Brock Lesnar versus Oba at Night of Champions is wrong, and we are getting it at SummerSlam. For that to happen, Brock will cost Oba the crown at Night of Champions. I feel like that's what we're expecting now. That feels like the biggest expectation. Thank you, Night Wolf. We got Jacob Tatum here. It says Ethan Page needs to go solo and ditch Rusev. I don't know. They somehow bonded together. I don't know.
They got common enemies. They work. I just put Ethan Page on TV, not during a commercial. Ethan Page is awesome.
We got Infamous Radio Loco here, which says Miss Fatu standing up for her AI husband. I'm ashamed of my AI husband's actions.
He's an AI husband?
Yes, it's Jacob Fatu. Do you not know this story? Didn't I tell you this story?
No.
Yeah, I told you this story.
No.
Yes. Okay, when I interviewed Jacob Fatu before he went to WWE, he revealed that he had 7 kids, and he was talking about, like, making brownie points. Okay, that whole thing, right? I did that interview. A storyline, and Raquel is gonna make it. So we weren't really sure what was happening, but Io Sky advanced, and I'm so excited at the possibility of Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair. I gotta tell you, that's the match that I'm hoping we get at the finals. Match-wise, that's what I want, but I do think that it might end up being Liv and Io, and Liv just straightforward win.
It breaks my heart, because I thought Raquel was prime and ready. I mean, Raquel, I've been always feeling like she's that one that just do something. And you're right. We thought that was Liv and Raquel. I thought the WWE would want a story to be attached to the Queen of the Ring. But at the end of the day, the Queen of the Ring is a tournament for the best pro wrestlers advancing throughout the tournament. So Io is that, and I feel like Io is owed something as well because of her terrible booking she had last year. Terrible.
It wasn't on WrestleMania. The biggest thing she's done, I was saying that since the separation of her and Rhea Ripley, is the fact that she wrestled Asuka. That was it. That's all she's got to do. That you say no words. Exactly.
Come on there and just slap the shit out of you. You don't like it, do that.
A lot of people were like, creatively. The Knicks are legitimately the only New York team that I don't despise. I don't really care for the Rangers. The Rangers are innocent. But the Yankees and the Mets, I mean, who cares? You know, the Knicks. It's been a long time coming. Very emotional. You guys deserve it. I know the parade is on Thursday. I will not be at the parade. I'm not partaking in the festivities. I will be on a plane to Chicago for House of Glory on Friday. So I will hopefully return, and the city will be back to normal. But you guys are going to live it up and enjoy it, and I hope that you do, man. You know, when you win a championship, which is the reason why, JP, you gotta go get a new hat, man. I got like fucking 27 Braves hats up in the bedroom, man. Fuck off. I wear this one because I'm so fucking proud of the championship that they won, man. And it was a long time coming. And you guys are going to wear your championship hats for next season, all of next season, the season after that, the season after that. Man, that's not something that you take lightly. You only get so many opportunities to even be in that moment, and when you win it, you fucking cherish it. So, congratulations to the Knicks. Danhausen is now an idol, an icon in New York City. Apparently, he will be at the parade on Thursday. And WWE is already prepping some Danhausen stuff for when WWE has Saturday night's main event at Madison Square Garden. They may invite Brunson himself to Saturday night's main event. They may have the NBA Finals trophy on Saturday night's main event. The whole fucking front office will be there for the New York Knicks, more than likely. It's going to be an interesting situation, but Danhausen is now a hero in New York City. He'll never have to pay for another roast beef sandwich at Pat's Deli ever again, if that's his thing, or a slice of pizza wherever he goes, man. He's a New York City legend now. Oh, how Tony Khan fumbled. Oh, how Tony Khan fumbled. One's a business, one's not. Got to get my cheap shots in. But it's crazy. It's crazy how all over the place he is. It's crazy how WWE has marketed him. I mean, it's just unbelievable, man. Just an unbelievable weekend for you guys. So like I said, just enjoy it, cherish it. Don't let it up. Don't let anybody spoil your fun. Go out there Thursday and fucking show New York City what it means to be in New York. I gotta congratulate my Hurricanes fans as well. You guys ended the NHL Finals. I'm not really a big hockey guy, but if there are any Hurricanes fans here, we didn't forget about you guys. Congratulations on the Stanley Cup. I'm just glad the NBA Finals and the NHL Finals are over, man. This is the first stream where I don't have to worry about the finals for the NBA or the NHL intruding, taking over the live streams here on YouTube, man. So it's nice to be here, and there's no other outside noise. Now you got me, and you're stuck with WWE. Speaking of which, Monday Night Raw.
I told you you ain't getting justice.
I
Let the
thought this was an
parasite
okay
rot in
show.
hell. You don't like it? Too bad.
I don't really mind. A promo-heavy show, I don't really mind. A show that forwards storylines via a promo. I wish the other show on Wednesday night would do that, but I mean, if we're not bombarded with fucking 2 hours and 1 minute of pro wrestling on Wednesday night, they're not happy over there. I did not mind tonight's show. The one thing I did mind is how people were losing their minds over this bloodline storyline, this bloodline angle, whatever you want to call it, that opened the show. The copious amounts of commercials. Jesse texted me before I just went live here with you guys, and he said, bro, I don't know how you do it. I cannot watch Monday Night Raw with the abundance of commercials in a 2.5 hour program. I'm like, bro, I know. Everything's a fucking ad, everything's a commercial, everything is anything but pro wrestling. It was at one point where I tweeted, we got 2 matches in 1 hour and 45 minutes. What the fuck are we doing? You know, at some point, you have to show up and actually professionally wrestle. Oh, Jake, why are you such a hater, man? I enjoy a show that has a lot of promo segments, JK. I never said I didn't.
Yeah.
But when you're given a women's match, and then a Chad Gable match that ultimately meant nothing. I don't know, man. I'd like a little bit more pro wrestling with my Monday Night Raw that went 2 hours and 35 minutes tonight. And I'm not talking about just throwing a random Siobhan Evans and Austin Theory match out there to the Baltimore crowd. Give me a break. Oh, but it was a good match, JD. It's a company that doesn't know where they want to go and what they want to do. We'll talk about the bloodline when we start the show and the actual review. I gotta talk about this Obafemi thing, man. I gotta talk about this Obafemi thing. Obafemi and Dominic Mysterio, semi-final match for the men's side, King of the Ring tournament. A lot of people were like, well, Brock Lesnar's gonna ruin him. Brock Lesnar's gonna cost Obafemi the King of the Ring, Dominic and Jey Uso in the finals. Sure. I mean, if I'm Brock Lesnar, why do I need to fly all the way to Saudi Arabia to cost somebody that I'm feuding with the King of the Ring tournament? It would have been a little bit more easy on him to show up in Baltimore and just cost him the King of the Ring match tonight. And just save us the fucking misery. WWE is really pushing the limits with this. It's a company, again, that doesn't know what they want to do and where they want to go. Obafemi and Brock Lesnar Part 3 should and only should take place in Minneapolis at SummerSlam. WWE the last 3 weeks has had Obafemi cut a promo on Brock Lesnar, basically trying to lure him out of captivity. He's trying to summon the beast like he's playing Final Fantasy and using a fucking summon materia. He's trying to get him out, and he's trying to anger him. WWE is trying to play both games at the same time. You can't do that. It's either one or the other. It's either Oba wins the King of the Ring and wins the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship, depending on whichever one he challenges for. I'm assuming it would be Roman Reigns. He wins the World Heavyweight Championship and you crown him now. And then he walks into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. Because if we're looking at the Bloodline story and where it may or may not be going with Roman and Jey and Jacob and Solo, and I don't know if this is all going to degenerate into The Rock coming back. I don't know what the fuck is going on or where it's going. And quite honestly, I don't even give a shit.
Guess what?
I mean, it's the same recycled garbage over and over again.
I mean, the way he's calling out.
You're basically watching a rerun every single week, but this time, instead of it being on Fox, it's on Netflix. And we have Netflix celebrities and guest appearances instead of it being on Fox. It's either Oba wins the World Heavyweight Championship or he wrestles Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. You can't do both at SummerSlam. Unless Brock is not working SummerSlam and is not working in Minneapolis. I don't know why that would be a thing. I find that to be utterly fucking ridiculous. If he's back and you made a big deal about him and Minneapolis, I don't know why he wouldn't be on the show. Unless they're doing Oba and Brock 3 at Madison Square Garden for Saturday night's main event. I don't know. I think that's fucking stupid. It's either he wins the World Heavyweight Championship or he wrestles Brock Lesnar. It's not both. He can't do one on one night and then do the other in the same night. He can't do that. I don't know why we're even talking about that. This is not WrestleMania 40. Oba destroyed Dominic Mysterio. No outside shenanigans, outside of J.D. McDonough and the typical Judgment Day slop. No Brock Lesnar. Really fundamental. Fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. He takes the mic. He calls Brock Lesnar in oh so many words a coward. The mountain that he cannot conquer. The ruler that he cannot slay. And all these other cool one-liners that I'm sure were written by ChatGPT earlier before. He beats Dominic and calls out Brock again for a third week in a row. So now he's in the finals. So now the question is, who does he meet? Who does he meet? Is it Yeet Man? Is it Jey Uso? Or is it Javon Evans? Now, if WWE is smart, they would have Javon Evans go to the finals. A, it's new. B, it's something completely different. And C, WWE is taking a gamble on their future, which is something that the company realistically needs to do more of. They're doing it with Oba, they've stopped with Braun, and Javon Evans is somewhere in between.
You're not.
Tiffany Stratton's taking a back seat, Roxanne Perez is waiting to be heated up, Blake Monroe hasn't made her debut yet. I mean, you see some of the future spread it around on these shows. The only one that's really caught fire and the only one that WWE is primarily focusing on is Obafemi. Is it Yeet Man or is it Javon Evans? If WWE is smart, they have Javon Evans advance to the finals thanks to the help of LA Knight. That's what needs to happen. Jey Uso should not be in the finals. Jey Uso should not be in the finals against Obafemi. WWE more than likely is going to go Jey Uso in the finals against Obafemi because, I mean, what difference does it make? Javon and Jey are both babyfaces, so what difference does it make? It's not like one's a heel and the other's a babyface and it makes more sense for the heel to win. They're both babyfaces, so it doesn't even fucking matter. But WWE is going to go with Jey Uso because if you pay attention to the way Triple H books, he thinks by doing someone like Jey and Oba is going to create a big talking point, a big narrative on social media. It's going to create this buzz. It's going to get people talking on social media, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, and somewhere completely down the middle. That's exactly what he's going to do. Because he's a fiend. He's a glutton for people talking about his show and his product and his creative. This is exactly what he's going to do. Do I think that's the right move? No, I don't. Nobody's interested in an Obafemi and Jey Uso match. Nobody. And if you are, you're lying. You're bullshitting you and your audience. Obafemi and Javon Evans is the way to go. They're going to go Jey Uso because it creates this buzz. And no matter what people are thinking, a lot of people want Oba. Many people don't want Jey. By the way, the Bloodline, are they a heel faction or are they a babyface faction? I feel like I'm watching the Death Riders in AEW. They do heel things, but then they want to throw the ones up, and everybody wants to fucking bow before them like they're some fucking gods. What are they? What are they? You got Jacob Fatu attacking LA Knight, who's one of the biggest baby faces in the whole fucking company. I mean, are they a heel faction or a babyface faction? Or does it not matter? Am I supposed to like them or am I supposed to hate them? I guess the Bloodline plays by their own rules. Jey Uso and Obafemi. It's now at that point where we're looking at this final, and it's either going to be Oba winning, maybe due to LA Knight, maybe due to some outside hopes and prayers, or Brock Lesnar comes and interferes. Now, there's one big caveat. There's one big situation that happened on the show, and they purposefully left it between Roman and Jacob. Roman Reigns called the play to take LA Knight out with a Tongan death grip. Jimmy wanted to talk to LA Knight to calm his nerves and maybe sway him from talking about the family and worrying about the family business. LA Knight thinks that Solo Sikoa is a part of the family business and that it's all one big conspiracy against LA Knight. Because Solo Sikoa, he gave him a Samoan spike on Friday and cost him the King of the Ring quarterfinal match on Friday Night SmackDown, which led to Jey Uso winning. Jimmy's trying to tell him, listen, bro, Solo's not one of us. Solo's going to do what Solo's going to do. If you want to go take care of Solo, that's exactly what we're saying. Go take care of Solo. We don't care about him. He's on the other show. We don't want anything to do with him. Jey Uso comes out, he's all angry. He doesn't want Jimmy to talk sense into LA Knight. He wants LA Knight to acknowledge him because he beat him on Friday. They get into a back and forth. Jimmy was forced to super kick LA Knight. And nothing came of the situation, which led to Jacob Fatu coming out at the request of Roman and putting LA Knight down. Roman Reigns then asked Jacob Fatu, did you take care of it? Yes. Yes. There's one more thing I need you to do. He leans in, he whispers. He whispers to Jacob Fatu. We don't hear anything. Are we looking at
Political violence is a growing problem.
Roman Reigns telling Jacob Fatu to help Jey Uso get the King of the Ring tournament? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's Jey Uso and Javon Evans that Roman Reigns is requesting Jacob Fatu to go out there and ensure Jacob helps Jey get to the finals, or he's already looking past Javon Evans and he's going to tell Jacob Fatu, make sure our guy wins the King of the Ring tournament. Could it be a situation where we see Jacob Fatu, at the request of Roman, stop Obafemi? Which then would kind of kickstart a soft Obafemi versus the Bloodline for whenever that actually takes place. Are we looking at Jacob Fatu cost the King of the Ring for Obafemi?
I told you y'all not getting justice.
Which leads to Jacob Fatu helping Jey Uso win, and Jey Uso gets the WWE Championship match at SummerSlam. Maybe it's one of those situations where Jacob tries to help Jey, LA Knight comes out to stop Jacob, Brock Lesnar comes out to screw Oba, and Jey wins the King of the Ring tournament and still gets the win. I'm telling you right now, Triple H loves this shit. Triple H loves this shit. There's only one way this should go. It is Obafemi winning the King of the Ring. Nobody's interested in Javon Evans. Nobody's interested in Jey Uso. Let me add to Javon Evans. Javon Evans is great. Nobody expects him to win King of the Ring. Nobody expects him to main event against Cody or Roman Reigns. That's ridiculous. He's just there. Nobody wants to see Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes in the Night 1 main event for SummerSlam. Nobody. Nobody. It's either Oba or what the fuck are we doing? Seriously. At this point, I'm not even looking at this as being unpredictable in a good way. I'm looking at this as we're trying to be unpredictable, but we're really fucking messy. That's what we're doing. If you wanted Brock to cost Oba, tonight was the night. Tonight was the night. I don't know why you would get him all the way to Saudi Arabia and then have Brock screw him there. It's only going to anger people more when Jey Uso wins the King of the Ring. You might as well just set it up now. Or is it that WWE doesn't want to make it blatantly obvious that we're getting King Yi?
Honestly,
Again, I don't know. I just don't understand why WWE is teasing Obafemi winning the King of the Ring tournament and at the same time giving us a tease about a third match with Brock Lesnar. It's either one or the other. We're already 1-1. If I'm Brock Lesnar, honestly, if I'm Brock Lesnar, why am I costing Obafemi the King of the Ring tournament? If I'm Brock Lesnar, I'm having Oba win the King of the Ring tournament. I'm having him win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then at that point, when Obafemi's the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, is when I strike. That's what a smart man would do. You called me out all these months. I'm sorry. I'm up in Canada hunting moose, being a family guy, being a dad, doing what I gotta do. I finally made time for you, bro. And look at that, now you're the World Heavyweight Champion, so I'm gonna beat you again and take your title. That's what I'm doing if I'm Brock Lesnar. I don't know what the fuck I'm costing him the King of the Ring for. Have Oba win the King of the Ring, win the World Heavyweight Championship, and then strike. At least you get a World Heavyweight Championship match out of it. Like I said before, it's either Oba or bust. And WWE is going to ride Jey Uso all the way to the finals because it doesn't matter who wins, they're both babyfaces. Javon and Jey Uso are both babyfaces, so it doesn't matter. Jey Uso's more over in Saudi. They're going to use who they got to get there, and they're going to give those people what they want. They want Yeet Man. They don't want Javon Evans. I would love it if Javon Evans wins. I enjoyed the work of Javon Evans and Obafemi together in NXT. That would be something I want to see. But that makes it too predictable. That makes it way too predictable. It's going to be Jey Uso. None of what I talked about can play out, and Javon Evans gets the win. None of it. No matter what happens on Friday, Jey Uso is winning his semifinal match against Javon Evans. No matter what. Everything that I laid out cannot be laid out and played out with Javon Evans in the finals. Because Javon Evans is not going to SummerSlam. At that point, Obafemi would have to win. Unless they're just going to do a straight Obafemi win, which I don't see them doing. That's not Triple H's way. It's not what WWE is all about. So Obafemi is in the finals. He beats Dominic Mysterio. On the other hand, Io Sky beat Raquel Rodriguez in what I thought was a very good semifinal match for both of those ladies. I'm happy to see Io advance. Not only is it the right winner, Io deserves it after not getting a WrestleMania match, after being in one of the best women's matches, not only the best women's matches, but one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley just 1 year ago. Not only was it the right winner, but she deserved it. She didn't get a WrestleMania match. They fired Kairi Sane. She and Asuka did not get the proper payoff. Io deserves it. This is a make-up. This is a make-good for Io Sky. On Friday, it's Liv Morgan versus Charlotte Flair. I don't know what's going to happen in regards to Liv Morgan. We could absolutely see Stephanie Vaquer come back and cost Liv Morgan the semifinal match, which gives Charlotte Flair the final against Io. Raquel Rodriguez, we didn't see her after she lost. Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan have this very weird dynamic, very fake between both of them. Not sure if that's done by design or just because both women just don't interact well with each other. I don't know. We could see Stephanie Vaquer come back on Friday. Charlotte Flair is not going to beat Liv Morgan, the World Heavyweight Champion, clean. That's not going to happen. Liv hasn't defended the title since winning it at WrestleMania, and she's not having her third singles match, I should say. She wrestled Sol Ruca on the Raw after WrestleMania. Her third singles match, all of which are non-title matches. She's not going to lose to Charlotte Flair. Clean. Something's going to happen, whether it's Judgment Day miscommunication or Stephanie Vaquer shows up and costs Liv Morgan the match, which in turn gives us Liv versus Stephanie in a rematch at Night of Champions. Because right now Rhea Ripley isn't defending the championship, her women's championship at Night of Champions, because she's out with an injury. So Stephanie comes back, that at least gives us one women's championship for Night of Champions. I could see that taking place, which would then give us Charlotte and Io, and you could go either way with that, Charlotte versus Rhea. Io at that point, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see if she chooses Rhea. We don't even know if Rhea's healthy. We don't know if Rhea is actually going to be at SummerSlam. I hope that's not the case. That would be a catastrophic injury for the SmackDown Women's Division, who has already lost Bianca Belair. We don't need that happening. But I'm sticking to my guns. I think we get Charlotte versus Jade. This is my prediction for SummerSlam. I think we get Charlotte and Jade. WWE, you know, it's crazy how everyone's pulling for Charlotte to maybe get a World Championship match now because it's time. And I'm in that camp. Charlotte and Rhea have one of the best women's matches in company history. I would not mind that at SummerSlam. I mean, I think that fits the bill. I'm not really all that enthused about Charlotte and Jade after what we saw on Friday. Not interested in it whatsoever. Charlotte's going to have to put her big girl pants on. She's going to have to put her working boots on if she's going to work Jade at SummerSlam. I think we're getting Charlotte and Jade at SummerSlam. Or I could see Jade cost Charlotte, never mind Stephanie. That's the thing. Jade maybe cost Charlotte the final, which in turn gives us Charlotte versus Jade. Io and Liv. I think maybe we go Rhea and JC. What Tiffany Stratton does, I could see them do Blake Monroe. I can see them do Blake Monroe. I think that's a solid lineup for SummerSlam, honestly. She's already called out all three. She called out Charlotte, Rhea, and Tiffany. I think that's a great starting feud for Blake Monroe. All in all, I see Io challenging Liv for the Women's World Championship. I don't think she wins it, but I think Io is getting Liv at SummerSlam. So that was the right winner. And I think, B, she deserves it. So WWE is hopefully going to give us Io and Charlotte. That should be a tremendous match. And a final that is fitting for a final in a tournament. Other than that, we got another great segment with LA Knight and Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. I think what they've done together on screen is really palpable. I think they have a great chemistry together. And you can just legitimately feel the frustration. I don't know how you guys feel about it. You legitimately feel the frustration with LA Knight and the Bloodline. And where LA Knight is on the roster right now. And how he can't seem to break through because of otherworldly powers holding him down. The Bloodline segment that opened this show was alright. And then it just devolved into what the fuck. I didn't really understand what the whole point of that was. It was like, why are we doing this? And it leads to nothing. This was an okay episode of Monday Night Raw. I don't mind a promo-heavy show as long as it forwards story. But I think some people tend to go overboard and they rank and rate these shows higher than they really are because you've been given so much boring and you've been given so much bad that the first sign of good, you want to fucking shout it from the highest mountaintop. Bro, WWE's got a lot of work to do. They are still as lifeless and soulless as they were 3 or 4 weeks ago. All because they put on a decent show here and there doesn't mean the tides are changing.
Today, we're going to take a look at
a lot of work to do. Still not in a good place right now, but we're going to talk about it tonight right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show. It is Monday, June 15th, 2026. If you guys are going to be in Chicago on Friday, I will be at Logan Square Auditorium with the Solo Monster and Jesse, Chi-Town Smart. He's always a tag-along for these shows. He loves House of Glory. We'll be at Logan Square Auditorium on Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Or where is it? 7 Central. Is it 7 Central? I think so. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central.
I told you that y'all not getting youngsters.
HOG Inferno. If you guys want to show up there, I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you. We got a great card. We got Amazing Red, who just got announced for TNA Slammiversary. More than likely, he will be in the Return of the Ultimate X match. And the thing is, Red is 44 years old. He looks 34, which is a testament to how great he is and the training and conditioning he puts himself through. He's 44 years old, and he wrestles better now than he did 15 years ago. And that's a shoot. I mean that with every fiber of my being. And this is coming from somebody that has watched old Red matches and has called Red matches for the last 9 years. He is tremendous. He's going one-on-one with Ricky Sosa from TNA. Should be a banger match. Bang Bang Sosa. Going to be great to see him in House of Glory. It's going to be a great match. I am compelled to buy Slammiversary just to watch Red wrestle. I've actually been contemplating. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I'm seriously contemplating maybe covering Slammiversary instead of Forbidden Door. Honestly. Like, I can't stand Forbidden Door, man. It is just a fucking waste of a nothing show. Seriously. But Red is going to be at TNA Slammiversary. It's already been announced. It's a big selling point right there. Big selling point. We got Nick Nemeth. He's going to be challenging Charles Mason for the HOHD. One person whose ass don't listen. One person here who needs to acknowledge us. Roman then says, it sounds like we have a problem. He looks at Jacob and says, you don't want to listen to the twins? You don't want to acknowledge them? Jacob Fatu then takes the microphone out of Roman Reigns' hand. There's some tension. When it comes to Jay and Jimmy, do I listen to them? Hell nah! The only person that I acknowledge is my OTC, Roman Reigns. Says it very emphatically. Roman then gets a wooden box from his secretary, who doesn't have a name right now. You see, Jacob, back there, they're terrified. I hear the rumblings, I hear the whispers. The bloodline is getting back together. The bloodline is going to run the business again. Here's a newsflash. The bloodline has always been here. The bloodline is forever. When the Wild Samoans years ago were running these territories, that was the bloodline. When Yokozuna was the heavyweight champion, that was the bloodline. When Rikishi was dancing his ass off out here, entertaining the whole world, that was the bloodline. When Umaga main evented WrestleMania, that is the bloodline. I think he over-embellished there. I think he over-embellished with the Umaga line. Umaga's great. I love Umaga. There's never going to be another Umaga. But I think he over-embellished when he said main evented WrestleMania. I'm like, does Roman know something that we didn't? That is the bloodline. When the Usos became the greatest tag team to ever live, that is the bloodline. When the tribal chief was born, that is the bloodline. When your kids are tagging with my kids 20 years from now, that is the bloodline. All these weeks, I hear you keep saying you're the outsider. You've always been on the outside. Not no more. You're on the inside now, Jacob. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the bloodline. Roman then pulls an ulafala, a very nice, looks like a wooden ulafala, out of his box, and he puts it around Jacob's neck. Jacob acknowledges Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns throws the one up, Jacob Fatu right there. At this point, Jimmy and Jay are arguing. You don't know what they're saying. There's just a lot of body movement. Jimmy's telling him to get in line. Jay is upset with the fact that Roman has now basically made Jacob Fatu his right-hand man. He says Jey Uso's the right-hand man, but he just gave Jacob Fatu the Ulafala. It's a pretty significant gesture from Roman Reigns, one that Jey Uso does not have. Or maybe we shouldn't look at it too deep because Jey Uso's already been in this position and now they're just welcoming Jacob to the family. But Jey Uso did not want to fall in line. Jimmy goes over, he throws his hand in the air. There's one in the air. And then Jay, kind of sitting on the outside, throws his one in the air, and that's the way the segment came to an end. This is where things really kind of go off the rails. So they're all leaving the ring. So we have comedian/actor Eric Andre, who is, I believe, in Street Fighter with Roman Reigns coming out in October. Who I do believe is in a Netflix movie with John Cena coming up very soon. I've seen previews for it. So he's there at the behest of Netflix. So, I mean, it's just your celebrity fucking slop on Monday night. So he gives Roman Reigns a handshake. They make gestures to one another, very friendly to one another. Jey Uso looks at him, does nothing. Jimmy Uso gives him a handshake. Jacob Fatu's about to walk past him. He pats Jacob Fatu on the back. Jacob Fatu stops. He looks at him. Eric Andre then takes his right hand and starts playing with the Ulafala. He starts playing with the Ulafala. Starts bouncing it up and down on Jacob Fatu's neck. Jacob Fatu at this point becomes animalistic. He pulls Eric Andre over the barricade, throws him into the ring, starts beating him up with headbutts, goes to the top rope. He's about to give him a big splash. Roman Reigns looks from the aisleway. He gets on the apron. He looks at Jacob, and Jacob does nothing. And then Jacob, he gets a sign from Roman and says, and he splashes Eric Andre. He big splashes, Fatu splashes Eric Andre. So Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu walk away. And Jacob Fatu goes back into the ring. And Roman Reigns is hearing the crowd one more time, one more time, one more time. He sends Jacob Fatu into the ring to, again, Fatu splash Eric Andre for a second time. Joe Tessitore, who was on commentary filling in for Michael Cole. They gave him a week off, apparently. Michael Cole never takes a week off. He's there, rain or shine, no matter what. Joe Tess is on commentary selling this as if Fatu splashed Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso. He made this seem like it was the most outlandish thing that Jacob Fatu single-handedly has done in his entire career. And I'm asking myself, all right, the Bloodline segment where Roman gave him the Ulafala is one thing. But then this. What exactly was this done for? Like, I have to seriously ask this question. What was this done for? Was this done to prove a point to who? Who does this prove a point to? The locker room? I'm sure the locker room is trembling in their fucking wrestling boots that Jacob Fatu manhandled a fucking comedian who's the size of his fucking thumb. Are you fucking kidding me? What does this accomplish? Does this forward a storyline? That Jacob Fatu is unhinged? He's animalistic? He does what he wants? Or we already understood this assignment before we started this segment about Jacob Fatu? If you've seen Jacob Fatu, You know Jacob Fatu. He's already fallen in line with Roman. All because he's now got the Ulafala. What is this? He's got the Ulafala now, what? So now he's obedient even more? He's already gotten down on one knee and acknowledged Roman Reigns. Now the Ulafala is now complete control over Jacob Fatu, and Roman Reigns has his AI bot doing whatever he wants to do. What does it accomplish?
I know, right?
The only thing that this accomplished. It did nothing for the bloodline because we've gotten yet another acknowledgement ceremony. Instead of everybody acknowledging Roman, tonight Roman acknowledged everybody else. They did it backwards. Triple H went into ChatGPT, free trial, free subscription, the free tier. Hey, chat, how do we run another bloodline segment but make it different instead of everybody acknowledging Roman Reigns? ChatGPT gives back the answer of, well, why don't we have everybody acknowledge, or why don't we have everybody, Roman acknowledge everybody else instead of everybody acknowledge Roman? It's exactly what it spit out at Triple H. How do we make a different bloodline segment where we're not acknowledging Roman Reigns every week? Why don't we have Roman acknowledge the rest of the bloodline? Does that work, Paul?
No.
What does it accomplish?
Nothing. Same old shit.
LA Knight, what he's saying to you may be a script. Brother, it is all a shoot. It is all a shoot. If you ask that man behind closed doors exactly how he's feeling when he says, Roman has you manipulated. It's a shoot. The fans don't even know what they want anymore. People chime in. The content creators on YouTube, they don't know what they want anymore. Motherfucker, you don't know what you want anymore. The Bloodline is a heel faction operating as a babyface. They beat up a celebrity, a D-list celebrity, in the open of this show, and then they beat up a top 5 babyface in the whole fucking industry. Never mind WWE. Now you want me to cheer the Bloodline. You want me to acknowledge the Bloodline. You want me to feel bad for the Bloodline. Brother, you're watching a heel faction operate as a babyface faction. They don't know what the fuck they want them to be. WWE will never turn the Bloodline heel because Roman Reigns, everybody loves acknowledging Roman Reigns and the Yeet Man, forget about that. If WWE doesn't have 12,000 fucking people yeeting on a random Monday night, I mean, I can't imagine how Triple H loses so much sleep in the evening. He probably lays his head down to sleep next to Stephanie McMahon. I can't sleep. We didn't eat. You're watching a rerun. You're watching a rerun. What exactly are you watching? Jacob Fatu is playing the role of Solo Sikoa. Jimmy and Jey Uso are now arguing over Solo Sikoa. Jimmy and Jey Uso are acting as if Sami Zayn is back in the Bloodline. Brother, you are watching a fucking rerun. And I'm not talking about a good rerun where I could turn on season 4 or season 5 of Seinfeld and watch it 12 times before that and still laugh every single fucking time. I'm watching a rerun and I can't reach for the remote control fast enough. WWE tried to make this feel bigger. WWE tried to make this feel more environmental and the tension by them doing something. Oh, we'll just attack Eric Andre. Bro, who gives a fuck about Eric Andre? Is Eric Andre anybody's favorite comedian? Probably not. Probably not. He got attacked because it promotes Street Fighter and it promotes John Cena's Netflix movie. They use Bloodline slop and a Bloodline rerun to sell you on Eric Andre and John Cena's new Netflix movie, coming soon to the streaming service.
And it shows you how sad and
In 30
pathetic
minutes, we open this show with another acknowledgement ceremony, but reversed, and WWE attacking a celebrity to promote a new movie.
It showed you how sad and clueless and pathetic the company really is, how Triple H is. I mean, seriously? What does this accomplish? Roman Reigns is your champion. He had no one to feud with until after Night Champion, if Open Family wins.
Fantastic. How many stand-ups have I seen Eric Andre perform, Chad? 0? It will forever remain that way. I can't imagine what this day and age comedian sounds like. I grew up with the George Carlins and the Dice Clays and the fucking when Dane Cook was good. Louis C.K. Rodney Dangerfield. Give me a fucking break. Celebrity Netflix slop integrated into Bloodline slop. You're given 30 minutes of rerun slop to start Monday Night Raw. But I'm supposed to like a promo-heavy, storyline-driven Monday Night Raw. Fantastic. You guys are absolutely fucking brain rot out the fucking asshole. I can't help you anymore. I can't help you anymore. If you want me to get on board with this lack of fucking direction and this fucking effortless slop every fucking week, brother, I'm gonna need to tell you to go watch somebody else. I can't do this shit. I'm not gonna pander to these fucking half-witted, brain rot, three-eyed fucking incels on social media. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is garbage. This is not thought-provoking. This doesn't have me asking questions. This doesn't get me excited. This doesn't get my dick hard for a fucking great storyline that I can't wait to fucking glue myself to the television next week to watch play out. Brother, you're watching fucking people that don't give a fuck about their job and what they do.
Yeah.
They care about filling the venue, and they care about fucking just trotting Roman Reigns out there, and everybody like a fucking mummy throw the ones in the air. Brother, you're watching fucking absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. Yeah, you want me to get on board with this. Oh, man, I can't wait for next week. Jacob Fatu got the Ulavala. Jey Uso is angry at Jacob Fatu. Didn't we see this?
Yeah.
If you're telling a story about the bloodline, shouldn't it be different than what we got 2 years ago?
Exactly.
Here again, I ask myself, why am I going to care about this version of Bloodline 3.0 when the original Bloodline with the honorary Uce is the top of the top Bloodline? At least there, I was emotionally invested. I cared. They pulled on your heartstrings. They made you laugh. They made you cry. There's no saving you guys. There's no saving you guys. The bloodline fucking stands, and the elitists are gonna fucking swallow the dick of Roman Reigns every single time the man walks out there. They're gonna suck bloodline dick every fucking week. Meanwhile, I am here waiting for the next natural progression in the storyline. Something different than what we haven't seen before. Another week of that not happening, Chad. Another week of that not happening. Oh, but the people in the arena love it, JD. Well, the people in the arena are fucking dumb. enough to pay money for a show that gave them 2 matches in 1 hour and 45 minutes, with a main event that barely went 3 minutes. And an Austin Theory and Javon Evans match, which couldn't even make the fucking poster on the website because nobody gives a shit. I'm glad you people in the arena had a good time and wasted what would be a fucking mortgage payment to sit at Monday Night Raw in Baltimore. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just telling you to smarten up. Oh, but the people of the arena loved it, JB. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. They loved it. They love Roman. They love Roman. They love throwing their ones in the air. That doesn't mean they love the fucking segment. Io Sky and Raquel Rodriguez. We open things up. Women's Queen of the Ring semi-final. This went 10 minutes. It's nice to have one-on-one matches now. The rest of the tournament will play out in one-on-one matches. The Fatal 4-Ways, some of them were good, some of them were not very good at all. I thought these two worked pretty well together. They came out really energized. They came out really wanting to put on a good match. Went 10 minutes and Io got the win here. 31 minutes, the bell rang. 8:31. We had a 31-minute Bloodline segment where Eric Andre got 2 Fatu splashes. Io went right on offense. Quickly.
Well, I might end the video. Until that time, hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all later. Until that time.